what's worse than hearing your recorded voice for the first time? Hearing it on a demo you thought was going to be amazing. Ugh. Anyone else been there? Well, I implore you, learn from my mistakes. Hey, and welcome back to In the Booth, the series where voiceover meets real talk, real tips, and just the right amount of comedic chaos. I'm Lauren Michelle Smith, a voice talent who may think they sound like Beyonce when they're belting it out in the shower, but if there was a mic there to capture it, probably doesn't sound anything like it. I'm sure I'm not alone in that. Okay, so when you're starting out in voiceover, making your first commercial demo feels like the milestone. It's your calling card, your way into agency representation and onto production rosters. But here's what I wish I'd known before stepping into the booth for the very, very first time. Don't rush it. I knew nothing about where to start in voiceover. I literally went to the interwebs and typed in voiceover classes near me, and by the powers of SEO, looked into one of the top companies that popped up. After getting preliminary information, I was sold a package that included coaching sessions, a library of educational and marketing resources, and completed commercial and narration demos. What's not to love? Sure, it was a heavy financial investment, but it was a complete package, right? Well, I later found out that some in the industry call these companies demo mills. Ugh. Their business model often moves you quickly from a short series of coaching sessions right into recording your demo. And here's the thing, it wasn't all bad. Mine gave me a ton of resources and information that set me up for success down the road. But for me, the timing just wasn't right. 8 sessions over 2 months wasn't enough time to build my acting chops, explore my range, and develop my confidence behind the mic. Demo producers will usually start with the pre-production process, asking you to share your favorite brands or products. Think car companies, cleaning supplies, beauty products, financial services, that kind of thing. The idea is that this list helps them create scripts that feel current, marketable, and tied to things you might actually be using in your everyday life. It's way easier to drop into a natural read when you're talking about the serum you apply every morning, right? And that's exactly what happened to me. I filled out a long questionnaire, handed over my brand preferences, and then voila, I was given my demo scripts. And that's where collaboration really matters. Remember, your demo is your first impression to key stakeholders in the industry. Each script should capture both the native brand voice and a style you can perform authentically, not something a copywriter whipped up that might sound better in another talent's voice print. When I got my first scripts, though, I wasn't vibing. But at that stage, I didn't feel like I was allowed to ask questions or say, hey, can we tweak this so it fits me a little better? I also really wanted what I call a personality read. I just didn't want, like the standard cookie cutter spots. I wanted something that spotlighted my wry sense of humor and delivery. For you, that might mean a bubbly and bright parent or an exceptionally warm caretaker. Whatever it is, The truth is, great scripts don't just highlight the brands, they highlight you. We were told not to overpractice our scripts, and that's solid advice. When you over-rehearse, you can lock yourself into a delivery that's tough to break out of when a director gives you new notes. But here's the challenge. I was so new that under-practicing left me feeling woefully unprepared. On top of that, my demo producer wasn't the same person who had been coaching me. We'd only spoken twice before the recording session, so she didn't know my strengths or how quickly or slowly I was progressing. She tried to push me into vocal styles I just wasn't ready for, and while I respect the vision, I couldn't deliver the way I wanted to at that stage. One 2-hour session. That's what I had to record both a commercial and narration demo. 10 scripts in total in one session. Daunting for someone who was very, very green. If I needed to do that today, I wouldn't expect it to be as much of a problem. I've grown exponentially in my ability to analyze scripts and give a grounded performance. But back then, oof, I was a shaking leaf of nervousness who felt overwhelmed, so immensely overwhelmed. Remember, I'm an introvert being put in the spotlight to do something I'd never done before. I'm surprised I didn't faint. And instead of starting off with a script that leaned into my natural voice to kind of ease me into the session and shake off the nerves, we jumped straight into the more challenging reads. With the countdown clock in my head, the panic set in. Take after take, and still not hitting the mark my producer wanted. My confidence, which was already shaky, crumbled. And here's the kicker. I didn't know I could slow things down. I didn't know I could suggest a different order. I thought, they're the professionals, so my job is to just go along with it, right? Here's the thing. You get what you pay for, but also, you can overpay. There are some people out there who'll promise you to make a demo for next to nothing, and it'll probably sound like it. And then there are producers who want your firstborn child just to work with them. If you're starting out, you want a solid demo, not a cheap one, and not one that maxes out your credit card, the money under your mattress, and the coins you've been saving since second grade. Be especially wary of the used car salesman demo producer rushing you to work with them, all while prying open your wallet with a crowbar and ski mask before you even realize what's happened. Thankfully, the ladies at VO Booth Besties did the Lord's work by interviewing over 30 demo producers, and those interviews were eye-opening for me. I'll link the podcast videos below. So here's the homework. Listen to demos your prospective producer has made. Ask around. The VO community is generous with advice. And always do your research. Have a full understanding of the producer's fees, the pre-production, recording, and post-production processes. That first demo? Yeah. I didn't send it to anyone. In fact, when I listened to it for the first few times, I cried. One, at the time, I still wasn't used to hearing my voice, so it was a bit of a cringe-worthy out-of-body experience. But two, it sounded so forced, Nothing like the real me or even someone that I could conjure up for future work. It was wholeheartedly untrue to my voice print. And while the production around my poor performance sounded great, all I could hear was my poor performance. Because at that stage of my VO journey, I had no business being in a booth recording a demo. Yet. But the experience shaped me. It made me value collaboration, taught me the importance of self-advocacy, and helped me understand what kind of work truly fits my voice print. I've said this before, and I'll say it again here. There is no replacement for time and experience. You just have to do the work. And now, whenever I'm ready to make a new demo, I know it'll sound like me. So here's what I learned the hard way. Don't rush into making your first demo. Let a trusted coach tell you when you're ready. Vet your demo producer. Listen to their work and ask for recommendations. Advocate for yourself. It's okay to request tweaks to scripts or even small changes in the final edit. And update your demo as you grow. It's never a one and done in your career. Trends change, demands change. You want to stay marketable, but don't stress about replacing it all the time. Just refresh when your skills and goals have truly evolved. So go at your own pace. Work with people who get your voice print. And remember, your demo should sound like you at your best. Not you in the shower. Unless you really do, in fact, sound like Beyonce. In which case, bravo. Until next time, stay blessed, stay busy, and stay booked.